So we got to figure out you're just some dumb trying to pick up chicks,
Right.
or there's more to this.
Right.
It's 1 a.m. and you're lying in bed. You can't sleep, but you're not ready for the night to be over anyway. Then you remember that maybe it's not too late to make plans. So you pull out your phone and open the app with the little orange flame. Swipe left, swipe left, swipe left. No one's catching your eye until you come across the profile of a man in uniform. His profile says his name is TreShon. He's 26 years old, and look, he's only 3 miles away. His photos show him in police uniform, and his bio says BCSO, short for Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office. One of his photos even shows a fully marked police cruiser. Even though you know meeting up with a random guy late at night could be dangerous, seeing his badge makes you feel safe. Except, not everything is as it seems. The firearm, uniform, and badge are comforting. But what if none of it was ever real? That was the case for the Bernalillo County employee who received a notification that she matched with TreShon. After reading his bio, she wondered why she had never seen him around, so she started to dig a little deeper. After speaking with Sheriff's Office employees, the woman realized it wasn't just an oversight. TreShon didn't look familiar to any of her colleagues. The BCSO quickly put the pieces together. TreShon's Tinder profile was a fake. His real name is Rico TreShon Dukes. He did live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it was him in the photos. But a little fact-checking proved that Dukes wasn't employed by the BCSO. He shouldn't have a uniform, a badge, or access to a marked cruiser. So why did he appear to have all of the above in his Tinder profile? Officers wasted no time tracking down the cop impersonator. They drove to a restaurant called Monroe's near downtown Albuquerque, where they knew Dukes was supposed to meet one of his matches.
Open the door from the outside.
Wearing his uniform shirt, he's got a badge on his shirt.
Slowly take your seatbelt off. Slowly. Exit the car. You have hands back there, Ian? Hey, 1080, just so you guys know, 10.
When the officers on scene realize Dukes has a weapon, they move in. One officer shouts at him, ordering him not to reach for his firearm. Dukes was easy to spot. He was dressed in the same uniform that the officers arresting him would typically wear. He didn't pull up to the restaurant in a police cruiser, but he would soon be leaving in one.
Hey, as soon as we can, let's dress down, keeping your camera on you like on your belt or something, and then we'll perform the 27 here, but not all. Everything up with this dude. Let's get him out of sight pretty quick. Yeah. Okay. We're just dressing down. We're trying not to make a scene. We got him in a truck so we could form our 27 here.
They want him a second floor for interviews.
Okay.
And Allie's coming to seal until the vehicle.
Okay.
Don't look good.
Okay. Are you guys good here with the vehicle?
Yeah, you said FSB's around?
Yes.
Yeah, Allie's on the way.
Okay. Once you get there, you want us to go down there? Or you want
Yeah, you just meet back at the main or whatever. Figure out where we're going to seal and tow it. Cool?
The officer driving Dukes makes a stop on the way to the station. He obtains new paperwork and learns that there's even more to this strange story.
So what happened?
Chain of command said arrest.
Okay.
He carried a gun on a school campus last week, and they said arrest tonight.
Cool. Yeah, 'cause he's like, what's going on? And I was like, God, I don't know.
Yeah, you can let him know. He's getting charged with 3 more counts, and then for unlawful carrying of a deadly weapon on school property.
With the paperwork in hand, the officer relays that new information to Dukes.
It looks like
356 SO.
there was a warrant issued for you for unlawful carry of a firearm on a school.
So female and male were evaluated
And-
by medical and refused further treatment. They're released from the school.
Looks like another charge for impersonating a police officer.
Dukes stays silent in the back seat of the patrol car for the next several minutes as the officer explains what will probably happen next. He explains that unlawful carrying of a firearm on school property is a 4th-degree felony. According to local news outlets, 26-year-old Dukes wore BCSO uniform and carried a firearm holstered to his hip onto school property at his alma mater, Volcano Vista High School. He was allegedly visiting a teacher he used to know. Dukes posted photos from his visit to social media. Soon, they arrived at the sheriff's office. Dukes, dressed head to toe in the same garb as many of the employees in the building, is taken into an interrogation room. There, actual BCSO officers begin questioning him.
So, can you tell me a little bit about what's going on today?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Can you tell me why you're in a Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department uniform?
I bought this from Kaufman's.
You bought it from Kaufman's? Tell me about that.
Wait,
When did you buy it?
some months ago.
How long?
Some months ago.
Some months
Not
ago?
long, yeah.
Do you know, like, what month it was?
I don't.
Okay.
Just saw it was a couple months ago.
And why did you get the uniform?
Just for like promotional stuff.
Promotion?
Yeah.
What do you mean, promotional
Just
stuff?
like BCSO
Okay.
videos and stuff.
Okay. So to promote BCSO?
Yeah.
And do you work for the Sheriff's Department? And how do you promote BCSO?
It's like videos and stuff.
Videos and stuff? What kind of videos do you take?
Just like the buildings, BCSO, try to get like pictures with them and stuff.
Okay. Have you taken a lot of videos and stuff?
I'm just starting, so no.
Oh, just starting.
Yeah.
Have you taken any yet?
No.
So you haven't taken any of these videos yet. What made you want to start doing these videos?
I love police in my family.
Tell me about
Just
that.
working family. I have 2 cousins. They're twins back home in South Carolina. They're both sheriffs. So it's always been an interest, I guess you could say.
Okay. And what are your cousins' names?
They're on my dad's side, not my mom's side, so I don't really know them. I just,
Okay. Do you know what department they work for?
Richland County.
Do you have any other family in law enforcement?
I noticed that.
And with the wearing of the uniform, how did you get the idea to start doing these promotional videos you're talking
Just
about?
random idea and
Random idea.
then,
And when you went into Kaufman's, did you have to show any identification that you worked for the
yeah.
Sheriff's
They
Department?
asked me, but I told them I didn't have any. I was just getting some stuff for promotional videos for BCSO.
Okay. And they were okay just selling it to you without any identification? Okay.
Kaufman's West is a uniform store on Eubank Boulevard in Albuquerque. They sell a variety of uniforms and other unique tactical items. Though Dukes claims the store was okay with selling him the uniforms without identification, the store manager argues that would be pretty much impossible. In a phone interview with Law and Crime, she says that in order to purchase any security-related product, the customer must show a valid department ID. A simple driver's license or other photo ID wouldn't cut it. Clearly, though, Dukes doesn't have a BCSO ID, so it's unclear exactly how he was able to purchase the uniform.
So, do you know it's a crime to impersonate a law enforcement officer?
Right.
And so wearing the uniform, tell me about your mindset with that.
I didn't think too much about that, to be honest.
Okay,
That wasn't my plan.
that was the input.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the gun on your hip and stuff? And
That's my personal.
that's your personal gun? Okay. Where did you buy that?
I bought that from, I want to say ABQ Guns, off of Course.
Do you know when you bought it?
April, I'll probably say March.
Beginning of March this year?
Yeah.
And is that the only firearm you own?
Yeah.
Okay. And so then, I know there's a lot of stuff I know, and I want to ask you about, and depending on how honest you are with me, I know I can gauge your truthfulness.
Right.
So I know about your Tinder profile. Tell me about posting all those pictures.
Just a post, yes.
Are they all of you?
Yes. Hello.
All of you in your uniform?
Yeah.
And that's this uniform here?
Correct.
Do you have any other uniforms at the house? Just this one?
Yeah.
Dukes tells the detective he only has the uniform he's wearing, but the images on his Tinder profile appear to show some variety. One is gray, another looks to be blue. According to a store clerk at Kaufman's West, there are numerous styles of BCSO uniforms available at the store. However, the uniforms don't come with the patches already on them. Anyone can buy a shirt, holster, or belt, for example, but they aren't considered official BCSO gear unless BCSO decals are added. Dukes would have to arrange and pay for BCSO patches separately to make his uniforms appear official, something the clerk also claims Duke would not have been able to do because of their strict ID policy. Before Detectives Small and Cash hone in on that piece of the puzzle, they want Dukes to explain his intentions behind the photos on his Tinder profile. Detective Small hands him a stack of printed out screenshots of his account.
And so, I just want to go through. Is this your profile?
Yeah.
And you go by TreShon on
Yeah.
here? Tell me about that name.
Middle name.
That's your middle name? Okay. And so this is you, right? Okay. This picture here, whose unit is this?
One randomly I just saw.
One you just randomly saw?
Yeah.
And then this one. Is this you?
Yeah.
Okay. And is this the same shirt and
Same
hat?
shirt and hat.
Okay. And is this the same gun that you were wearing today? All right. And then this one. Is this you as well? Okay.
Yeah.
And then this one. That's you as well? Okay.
Next, the detective pulls out a copy of messages, presumably between Dukes and another Tinder user. She presses Dukes before confronting him with the image.
And so why did you post these pictures of you in uniform on Tinder?
Just for, I don't know, just because I happen just to use them.
Just to use?
Yeah.
And were you saying that you were with BCSO? Because
Yeah, I told a few people.
you told a few people.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how many people have you met up with in this uniform?
Met up with,
Yeah, from
like
Tinder.
from Tinder? No,
You haven't
not
met
yet,
up with
no.
any of them? This is going to be the first time?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you don't have any family or anybody that you know that works for the sheriff's department?
Here, no.
No? Okay. Because there's some information that we have that you know somebody on the department from here.
I don't know anybody here. I don't have any family here.
You don't have any family, any friends that work on the department?
No.
And so you don't know who owns that Tahoe that you took a picture of?
No.
And you don't remember what address it was at?
No. It was just going to be for promotional videos. and stuff.
Okay. And where are you going to post these promotional videos?
YouTube.
YouTube? Okay. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I have a channel. It's got like 1 follower.
Okay. What kind of videos do you post?
I don't have any up there yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all just been created, so.
Okay. And what's your you two visit?
I was just under Rico.
And as far as going to the Monroe's today, can you tell me about going there in uniform?
I was supposed to be meeting a friend.
You're supposed to be
Yeah.
meeting a friend there? Okay. And why did you go in uniform?
Well, I got up this morning to do videos, so I was already in it.
Okay. And this friend, does she think, it's a she, right?
Yeah.
Does she think that you work for the sheriff's department?
I would assume,
You'd assume?
yeah,
Why would you assume that?
because of the pictures.
The pictures,
Yeah.
is there any other reason? No?
Or like, what do you mean?
Did you tell her that you work for the sheriff's
I
department?
told you, yeah.
Little does Dukes know that the friend he was supposed to meet at the time he got arrested is actually a Bernalillo County employee. Officers knew that Dukes had planned to meet her there, and they were hoping he'd show up in uniform.
Okay, what did you tell her you did?
I was just an officer.
Okay, did you tell her any details about what you do, what shift you work, anything like that?
Like nights.
You told her you work nights?
Nights.
What else? Okay. Do you remember telling her that you used to work for APD?
I remember telling her that, yeah.
Okay. And that you were there for a year? Did you work for APD? No. And then you said you've been with BCSO for about 4 years? Okay. Are your hands bothering you?
She just never adjusted them. So.
Let me check them real quick for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get up, turn around, face away from me. Go ahead and bend over at the waist. Okay, no, they're good. You just gotta relax. You moving around like that, it's gonna cause that irritation.
After the officer checks Duke's cuffs, he confesses that he also told at least one of his Tinder matches that he worked operations on day shift. He tells the officers that he is the only person with access to his phone or Tinder account, meaning no one else could have sent those images.
Okay. And then you guys were talking on Tinder. Did you go and start chatting somewhere else then?
Text, yeah.
You moved to text message. Okay. And then you guys agreed to meet up at Monroe's? Okay. And that's why you were there today in uniform. All right. And you identified yourself as Officer Dukes, correct? Okay. I just wanted to make sure. All right. Do you want to ask some questions?
Like I said, remember when the detective read you your rights? Those are still in play when I talk to you, so anytime you don't want to talk, you can stop. Like I said, my name's Jesse, and do you go by Rico or? All right. My job's a little different. I'm all about making sure people are safe and making sure people aren't doing things to endanger themselves. And I've got a concern with that.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
what do you think
understandable.
some of my concerns would be?
Impersonating.
Well, besides that, now I don't care about that stuff. I care about your safety. Why do you think I'm concerned with that?
Get her. I'm not sure.
What's that?
I'm not sure.
Well, some of the things is, you know, people aren't always so friendly towards officers.
Right.
And they have, you know, we've had recent events where they've shot at people in uniform, on or off duty.
Right.
And I'd hate for you, not being an officer, to put yourself in that situation. So if this is just something that you're doing because you think you're trying to do something good or for whatever reason,
Right.
just know it's, for lack of better terms, it's not a safe thing to be doing.
Understood.
The other thing is I got to make sure that at the end of the day you're going to be safe. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
So some of the questions I might ask are going to be a little weird, if you're all right with that. All right? You said you worked at Jack in the Box. What did you do before Jack in the Box?
I work for New Mexico Protective Force. So
Okay, what do they do?
Security.
Security? What were some of your assignments there?
Dukes admits that although he pretends to be a law enforcement officer in his free time, he actually works at a popular fast food chain. Before that, he says he patrolled certain city parks and several commercial properties as a security guard. He tells the officer that he left for a better job and his pay was cut unexpectedly. According to Dukes, that wasn't his first job in security. It's a field he enjoys, something the officer could tell by Dukes' face.
I asked you, you're smiling like you're pretty proud of it.
Whole backgrounds.
Yeah, what happened with that?
I just got tired of it, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever applied to be a law enforcement officer?
I think I took the test for APD last year sometime. Ended up not passing the test. So,
What part did you not pass?
So I passed the first part, which was the review, I believe. And then they have the part where you take like the 600 question test.
Oh, yeah.
So you're there for a few hours. I think it was that one.
Oh, okay. Have you ever been arrested before?
I've been detained and picked up by the U.S. Marshals a few years ago. I think because I missed I had a summons to appear for an assault against a security guard that got dismissed.
Outside of that dismissed case, Duke says his only run-ins with law enforcement have been traffic-related, but officers discover that there are also 2 protection orders that have been filed against Dukes by an ex-partner in recent years. He claims that he doesn't know why he was served the orders, but investigators press him.
Okay, so did you ever get found guilty of domestic violence?
I wasn't guilty.
You weren't guilty?
No.
Did you take a plea deal or did you just...
I had a restraining order back in 2016, 17.
Okay.
But it was for like a year.
Yeah?
So she put one on me and she served me. Are you guys talking about that one?
Well, I saw 2 in your court history.
Okay. I had one from back then and then one from my son's mom.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened with that one?
Which one?
The one with your son's mom. And that's right?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What happened with that one?
I don't remember 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one that I think, if I look at the court records, that's one that just ended in like
So
September.
Yeah, she did that, I think, last year in April, March. It ended in September. And then she renewed it for some reason. I don't know. But we were fine then. I would talk to my son on Mondays and Wednesdays. And
Okay.
that was it. That's why I said she was just because. So I don't know why she renewed it or what that was for.
Do you remember why she even put it against you? Because judges just don't give them because.
No, I know, yeah. I don't know. I think my mom had told her that I had said something, and she in turn went and.
What was it?
It was something I didn't say.
Okay, but what did they accuse you of saying?
Something crazy like harming her.
Because Dukes was using his middle name as an alias and posing as a BCSO officer in his dating profile, it's unlikely the women he matched with knew about any of his previous offenses or the accusations against him. To try to stay safe online, it's helpful to use a website like Truthfinder to learn about the person you swipe right on before you meet up. On truthfinder.com, we typed in the name TreShon, along with the age listed on his Tinder profile and his city of residence. Even without his real first name, Truthfinder.com was able to identify Dukes and pull up existing reports. In under a minute, our paid subscription gave us access to personal and contact information, including his full name and possible phone numbers. We even found information like social profiles, possible email accounts, and address history. Unlimited reports with this kind of information and more are available in minutes to anyone with a paid subscription. Law and Crime partners with Truthfinder so our writers and reporters can research cases and reveal real information about suspects like Rico TreShon Dukes. But even if you don't work in true crime, Truthfinder.com can give you peace of mind when you do these unlimited public record searches for the people around you. Search for sex offenders in your area, find out if your dating app match should be invited over, and learn about people in your life when you search their name on Truthfinder.com, and they'll never know you looked. If you're watching this episode of Law and Crime Interrogations, you can get 50% off your first month of confidential background reports at truthfinder.com/LCinterrogations. The link is in the description. After chatting about his personal life, Dukes goes back to answering some more difficult questions related to his arrest.
What kind of videos are you making?
It's like promotional.
Well, you said promotional, but I'm not into this technology stuff, so I don't know what promotional means.
Go apply and stuff like that. Just videos just to get them out there.
Have you contacted our public affairs officer or anything, public information?
No, I don't know how that goes as far as like getting in contact with certain people.
Contact information for a sheriff's department's public affairs division is usually listed on the department website. For Bernalillo County, the public information officer's name and email address are listed on the front page.
So promotional videos, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever, remember I said I'm going to ask some weird questions? They might be a little uncomfortable.
Okay.
All right. Have you ever done anything that resulted in you going to the hospital for some sort of mental evaluation?
Dukes tells the investigators that he has received treatment and evaluation related to a self-harm incident. He says he was trying to make a point that someone in his life had hurt him. He stayed in a facility for about a week, but no longer sees a therapist.
That was, like I said, that was just to make a point to her, so.
Okay. Any other threats?
No.
How about threats to harm anybody?
No.
Never? All right. So, you ever served in the military or anything like that? No? Have you ever applied for the military?
No.
All right. Have you ever applied to buy a firearm or anything and been denied?
Never been denied, always, once or twice, they just had to wait. It was just like the next day. I came
Okay, so to wait on it?
Mm-hmm.
You said you applied for APD once?
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to be a cop?
Just because of my cousins.
Oh.
Yeah.
Researchers across the world have studied cop impersonators and found similar psychological reasons for their decisions to dress up in uniform or flash an unauthorized badge at an unsuspecting citizen. Studies show that many impersonators are cop wannabes, or those who wish they could be an officer, but for whatever reason aren't able. Some common motives for impersonation is the materialistic gain or the authority that comes with the title of officer. Now, the detective circles back to how Dukes might have obtained the uniform he's wearing. Investigators are familiar with the strict ID policy at Kaufman's West, so they aren't buying his story that employees there sold him the uniform.
And the other concern is, usually for like places like Kaufman and all that, you have to show identification.
Right.
So it's hard to believe they actually let you walk out like
It threw
that.
me off, too.
Why would you try knowing that?
What do you mean?
Like, what made you decide just to go? I'm going to go in and buy it.
Well, I told
SO
them what it
uniform.
was for, and they let me buy it.
Okay. Do you remember who sold it to you?
It was a short white lady. There's like 3 of them, but it was a short white lady.
What name did you use?
Mine.
Yours?
Yeah.
You used
Rico. Yeah.
Dukes?
Mhm.
Okay. And they'll be able to confirm that you
It should.
bought it?
Yeah.
And you said it was in the last couple months?
Last couple months.
Okay.
Did you pay with the credit card or cash or
It
what?
was cash.
Cash?
Yeah.
Who's Ryan Moore?
Who?
Ryan Moore?
Ryan Moore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure who that is.
You've used his pictures in the past
For
while chatting with people.
Ryan Moore.
He's a deputy on our department.
I use this picture.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Ryan Moore is? Okay. Have you ever used pictures of you in uniform on any other dating app other than Tinder?
Dating app. I want to say I used to use an app called BLK. I don't think I ever posted anything on
Let's be okay.
it's like like dating site.
Okay.
It's one of the ones that pop up on like Facebook.
And you use the pictures there too? Where else?
That's it.
That's it? Have you ever used them on Facebook or any other?
The same ones on Facebook.
The same ones are on Facebook?
Yeah, like the selfies.
After his arrest, the photos of Dukes in uniform were removed from his Facebook profile. As of August 2024, the only photos on his account are of him and people he is presumably close with. Investigators are concerned with all the places where the photos may have been posted publicly. They also want to know how many women Dukes is matched with while impersonating a BCSO officer. He admits to having ongoing conversations with 4 or 5 women at the time of the interrogation.
So I want you to know we're right now applying for a warrant to get into your phone. And so this is your opportunity to be honest with us because I'm going to find out this information. But it looks better for you if you're being honest. And so you said 4 or 5 right now. Is that
4 or 5 right now overall since I've made it? I probably matched with 12 or 14 people.
12 or 14?
12, 14, 11, 12.
Okay. And the whole time your ad has been up, it has been with your the pictures that we went up through today, correct?
Right.
Okay. And on your BLK profile, when did you post that one?
I don't remember.
A while ago?
Yeah.
Like how long do you think?
Sometime last year, end of last year maybe.
Okay. And how many people were you talking to on there?
Not many. They had it for like a week.
Week? Is it still on your phone?
No.
And in the week, how many did you match with?
I don't remember on it.
Okay.
He also tells investigators that he's been driving a rental car for the last several weeks. Claims that there are no other weapons or police accessories in the car at the time he's being interrogated.
If I get into your phone, am I going to find anybody's name that works on the department?
Absolutely not.
If I showed your picture around the department, is anybody going to know who you are?
Absolutely not.
Is there anything in the car, when we look at it, is there anything in the car that we need to know about that's going to be a safety concern? No?
I may have like a needle in the door just for my
Okay, so it's changed some line.
just a needle.
Okay, anything else we're going to find? You said you've had the car for 3 weeks now?
About 3 weeks.
All right, where's your other car?
I don't have another car.
I
I will
know.
use the Uber and stuff.
Is Uber?
But I got that one.
Okay. You said you bought the gun from Albuquerque Guns?
ABQ gun.
ABQ Guns, about what? You said around March?
Maybe like beginning of March.
Okay.
I actually have my the receipt in the car.
The receipts in the
The
car?
receipt
On
in the car.
Passenger side, like in between the middle and the seat.
Okay.
It'll say ABQ gun.
When's the last time you fired your gun?
Only shot it once out there in the Mesa
Yeah.
about a few months ago,
A few months ago?
or whenever, like a week after I got it.
All right. At the end of the day, we got to figure out, are you, not to be offensive, all right?
I understand.
Do we got to figure out you're just some dumb trying to pick up chicks,
Right,
or there's more to this?
right.
That's what we have to figure. That's what my role is, to figure that out.
Right.
If I was to ask you, which one is it?
For
Are you just some guy trying to score chicks, or are
no,
you?
no,
No.
no.
Dukes says his goal isn't to pick up women, but it doesn't appear his goal is really to make promotional content either, considering he hasn't recorded a single video. Dukes was charged and convicted for unlawful carrying of a deadly weapon on school premises and impersonating a peace officer. In a virtual court session, the prosecuting attorney attempted to portray Dukes as a predator who impersonated an officer to take advantage of women and other vulnerable people. According to KRQE News out of Albuquerque, 3 women came forward after the BCSO posted about Dukes' arrest, claiming they matched with a cop impersonator. The women alleged that Dukes clearly told them he worked for the BCSO. One woman claimed she saw what looked like police gear in his apartment. Even still, Judge Bruce Fox seemed to disagree with the prosecution. Judge Fox decided that Duke's attempt to pick up women dressed as a law enforcement officer didn't warrant a prison sentence. Instead, he granted Dukes a deferred sentence of 2.5 years of supervised probation. During probation, he is required to wear a GPS monitor for 1 year. He is prohibited from owning any clothing, patches, or badges that indicate any position of authority, and a probation officer will monitor all of his social media accounts, including his dating apps.